What's up, guys? It's your boy, Radical. Now, my workout plans have been a success. More than 300 plus purchases and many more returning customers. You cannot ask for anything else, and people are loving it. The same life-changing and affordable prices still remain. So go to radicallatino.com and change your life today. Hey guys, do you have a product you want more eyes on? Advertise with the Radical Latino Show, where over 10K podcast downloads and the number 25 spot on the 55 All Latin podcast list. You'll want your product heard on everyone's phones and cars. Go to radicallatino.com/contacts and start advertising today.
Playing the Radical Latino Show.
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands in the air. The New York's very own
Radical
Latino is taking you to another level.
I think there's more radicals than civil. Radical Latino, no it. The radical point of views, I think his views are actually more dangerous.
Radical. Welcome back to the Radical Latino Show, aka number 17 on All Latin Podcasts, aka number 24 on All Bronx Podcast Influencer List, and also Mr. Unsuable for 71 weeks running. What is going on? I hope everybody is doing great. Before I start, like, share, subscribe to the channel, and all that. Rate this joint 5 estrellas, you know what I'm saying? 5 stars. And also, this episode is sponsored by RadFit Pro, the CBD, sponsor like always. You know what I'm saying? Definitely go check out your CBD at radfitpro.com using promo code Radical for 10% off. Now, I've been out for a couple of days, well, a couple of weeks. I said I gave you a 2-week break. Actually, I was 3 weeks off. My bad, my fault. My wifey got vaccinated with the flu joint. I told her not to do it. She ended up doing it, and she was all over the place. And then I caught a little bit of it, so it took me a week off. So, my bad. Hopefully I didn't let y'all all fiending for some radical, you know what I'm saying? I know a lot of y'all was hitting me up like, yo, what's going on with the pod? So I got you. My fault. Also, I'm working on the documentary Open Wounds, the documentary about Dominican Republic and Haiti, how that whole situation came about. I'm going through the history of it from the beginning of the Tainos to the colonization of Columbus, and so on and so forth, so I'm doing all of that, you know what I'm saying? So I'm definitely I'm already pretty much have part 1 pretty much down packed and wrapped with voiceover work, with interviews and all this other stuff. I'm going to release it around February. I'm thinking about releasing it around February. Part 1 is already pretty much done. It's like 98% complete. I just gotta edit it and do all this other stuff. Like around February, that's when it's gonna come out. I'm pretty much putting all my time into it. Part 2 will probably come out later on. Just stay tuned to my YouTube channel, Radical Latino. But so far, I have a rough cut of the film, and so far, for the people that seen it, said it's dope. I got they seen the first 2 minutes of it. They said it's dope. So I'm just saying, hopefully it translates really good on camera. I'm also I already got a website going. Pretty soon, in a couple of days, you guys will have that website available. You guys go check it out. It pretty much breaks down all the steps that I'm gonna be making in the documentary. And this whole thing is going to be free on YouTube, so don't even worry about it. None of it is going to be paid, so it's going to be free for y'all to definitely watch. So definitely you know, go support your boy and go definitely go check it out. So also apparently, let me just address something real quick. And this is probably gonna be the last time I'm ever gonna address anything from anybody. I don't got the time or the energy or just the patience to be answering everybody's like little beef type of thing. Listen, there's a toddler that's a little bit mad at me for no reason. I have no idea why. And this person is mad at me for whatever. And they're making stuff up, saying that I said certain things. They're taking other things out of context or whatever the case is. At the end of the day, I'm not going to respond to this person. It's not that serious. You know, whatever they said literally holds no weight to what the hell I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, like I keep on saying, these people are just mad about, for whatever reason. I'm out here doing my thing. You should be out here doing your thing too. You know, this individual is a worker. I'm a boss. I'm the type of person that hires these type of people. So it is what it is. You know, I could care less about them. But one thing I will talk about is, did anybody see the Kim 123 exposed video? Apparently, Kim's former subscriber and former buddy Biffy, you know, yeah, it's funny. Apparently, this guy named Biffy, he made a hour-long video exposing Kim, and it's been a little interesting because Kim somewhat he shoots himself in the foot on a lot of things. Kim is not that much of a, he isn't that bright of a person. You know what I'm saying? He isn't that bright of a person, nor the majority of the people that follow him believe his BS. That hour-long video pretty much shows text messages and videos and all this other stuff. Pretty much exposes the fact that Kim doesn't know how to speak Spanish, which is ironic because he talks about Americans and American-borns and all this other stuff, which is weird. Mind you, he talks about black folks going overseas and all this other stuff, you know, paying for women, but yet he personally, and to Truth Teacher personally, he used to like complain about how hard it is to get with women in America, you know. So you're pretty much proving these people who go overseas right, Kim. Come on. It's a lot of things. It was really eye-opening, and the one part the one part that had me dying is that he really thinks I'm giving this dude a lot of my energy, which is weird. Because part of the video shows messages about him going at Biffy, talking about, yo, don't talk to Xtina or delete Xtina, because whatever you say on that chat that Xtina is on, she's gonna tell Radical. And I'm like, when did this ever happen? This never happened. Tina doesn't give me no information. You know what I'm saying? And I'm looking at this video. I said, what? I'm like, she doesn't give me information on nothing. How insecure are you? You know what I'm saying? That shows your insecurity. How insecure are you that you really think that people are really... Listen, I don't get that much information. It's not that serious. I could care less about it. A lot of people still send me information about Antonio. I don't care. I'm not making another Antonio video. I'm done with that. It is what it... He pretty much excommunicated himself. I don't care. He's a fucking loser to me. It is what it is. But, you know, whatever. I hope you guys enjoyed it, because I found it funny as hell. Now, remember, there's more content on the way. I'm just giving myself somewhat of a break because I'm working on this documentary. I'm working really hard on it, right? So just you guys got to give me some time. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, let's read some of the comments from episode 166, 167, 168, right? Let's read some of the comments on. First of all, let's read the comment on Black and Latino communities don't exist. So I pretty much broke it down on that episode. If you guys disagree with me or agree with me, go to that episode and understand what I'm talking about when I'm saying it. Okay, Johnny Mills says, Radical Latino, I agree with you. Black and brown don't really have a community. It's really sad. 100% true. Yeah, we don't have a community. And I explained in that episode on why. You know, I think so. Stone Decatur says we don't have communities, we have neighborhoods. Yeah, 100% true. 100% true. Bro Tep Raw, shout out to Bro Tep Raw. By the way, if anybody's not subscribed to Bro Tep Raw, please go do so. Me and him are doing breakdowns on Tariq Nasheed's Foundational Black American Race Baiter book. We're doing there's 10 chapters in that book, and we're doing chapter by chapter breakdown. So far we got chapter 1 locked and loaded. It's already on his channel, so definitely go check it out. Bro Tep Raw. Bro Tep Raw says they've been getting out of hand. I like Boss Rad. Bring them out every stream to let these applicants know what their place is. Keep it Kingpin. Shout out to him. 100% true. Shout out to him. Now, episode 167 was an interview episode, right? Brown96, definitely go subscribe. Interviews me, and what was it? And some of the comments, I'm just gonna read one comment. Bobby says, at the 1 hour mark, the game is to be sold, not told. 100% true. Shout out to Bobby. And for the next episode, you know what I'm saying? For the next episode, it was an episode with Exoticals United, the lovely Exoticals United. Shout out to her. She didn't do an interview, but me and her chopped it up pretty much. And I put it up on my channel, and Exoticals writes, oh my God, I love this. Look at you and your fancy editing. Well, you already know what it is. You know what I'm saying? You already know what it is. And Wendell says, I know of Carlos Cooks, who was part of the Garvey movement. My Dominican cousin told me about him. Yeah, a lot of us don't really know the inner workings of our people, of what Black people did, what Latin people did together. A lot of people don't know. It's been really, that's the real hidden history. You know what I'm saying? And these are the type of things that we have to uncover every day. And the more we uncover it, the more empowerment we are going to have. You know what I'm saying? Now, going on to my first topic, right? The Ahmaud Arbery killers get sentenced to life. Ooh-wee. Oh my God. Okay. So, everybody knows the Ahmaud Arbery case. Everybody knows what happened in that situation. Okay. Now, this is the thing. The killers got sentenced. And they all got life sentences except for I think the neighbor. He got a life sentence with the possibility of parole. And everybody is rejoicing. I am 1000%, happy. You know what I'm saying? Let's give a Don DeMarco, because this is justice. You know what I'm saying? This is justice. Oh, who's celebrating? Oh, who's cheering? Who is that? You know what I'm saying? Shout out. This is what justice is supposed to look like. This is what justice is. Let me give you guys a brief breakdown of what happened. The Ahmaud Arbery case, right, was completely racial from the very beginning. These white supremacists, and I am going to call them white supremacists because during the trial, they discovered that they were. These white supremacists assumed that somebody went into a construction site of a house and robbed something. And because of that assumption, they prompted to get together and chase the individual down with a gun, to the point where they ended up shooting Ahmaud Arbery. Right now, text messages revealed that within those the text messages of the individuals about Ahmaud Arbery, not Ahmaud, the McMichaels. The text messages revealed about the McMichaels talking about, we got that N-word, we got this, we got that, celebrating, pretty much, happy about the fact that they killed someone black. You know what I'm saying? Happy about the fact that they spilled blood for some reason, right? They were happy, they were rejoiceful about that. And there was other things that came to light, right? And without a doubt, these individuals are white supremacists, right? Without a doubt, this is no doubt in my mind, right? Now, the thing about it is that I'm wondering how come all these other cops who unjustly shoot unarmed black people, how come they haven't gotten life sentences like this? We really have to go above and beyond in order to get justice served for some of our people who get, unjustly, murdered. So that's a big thing for me. So another thing about that case was that the prosecutor that's supposed to prosecute them had to recant because she was giving evidence over to the McMichaels and suppressing evidence that would go against them. It's really weird. It's really weird. And it says a lot. It really does. It says that, the justice system, this is how white supremacists cover themselves up. This is how they help each other. They see someone messing up and they'll go over there and help each other out. This is what white supremacy do. This is how they continuously get away with things in a daily, constant basis. This is what they do. So when all of this happened, I was like, oh, they're probably going to get 10, 15. That's what I'm thinking. Because remember, the Chauvin case showed everything. And then with, George Floyd, which we're going to talk about him in a minute, it showed everything. It pretty much showed everything. And it was eye-opening. And this was precedented. They all got life, which is crazy. And I'm like, this is how you do it. This is how you do it. And there's a lot of people pissed off about it. It is what it is. At the end of the day, it is what it is. Because let's be honest. If this was a white kid and the McMichaels were the Robinsons, I'm just saying, best believe them black people will be getting life. And nobody would have batted an eye. These people got life good because they racially profiled somebody, which they shouldn't have. And that's against the law. Last time I checked, that's against the law, right? I'm just saying. So definitely, shout out to the justice system on that. Now moving on to our next topic. George Floyd's niece gets shot. So, George Floyd's niece, who is part of the family or whatever, gets shot during her sleep, and it was a tragic situation. It went all over the news. And the first thing I thought about was, this has to be done on purpose. Has to be done on purpose. The family even agrees with me that this is done, and this is being done, and this was done on purpose. And this is the reason why. I say this. First of all, the shooter has not been found. They just randomly in that street, in that neighborhood, they just targeted that house and that's it. I say it's a white person. That's what I say. Or it's a shitty cuz situation where it's a black person hired by a bunch of white supremacists. And I'm going to tell you why. George Floyd represents a re-spark of what Trayvon Martin represented. Trayvon Martin represented the spark in the beginning of Black Lives Matter, right? And everybody started to get on code, start to become one. And it was very eye-opening. People started to actually see some division. And then because of that, it didn't die down. But what happened to George Floyd was basically like, once enough is enough. What happened to George Floyd was so disgusting and mind-boggling and eye-opening that even white folks started to get pissed off about it. Mind you, these white folks, they went straight back to, their suburban lifestyle. But it is what it is. I'm not going to say nothing, but everybody got mad. And rightfully so. Everybody got mad. But the thing is, George Floyd and now his family now represents Black unity and struggle. And he represents all of these other cops and all of these white folks going to jail. I say that his family right now is a target. And rightfully so. I do believe that they're a target because when it comes to white supremacy, you're not supposed to take an L. When it comes to white supremacy, you're not supposed to get beaten up or basically, take a loss. You're not supposed to have none of that happen. When it comes to the system of white supremacy, when these people actually get punished, that's when we like, oh, okay, justice can be served. You know what I'm saying? That's when we go step back and go, okay, there is such thing as justice. And these white supremacists are mad about it. They want to go back to the point where a cop unjustly kills an unarmed, innocent, non-white person and they get scot-free. It's totally fine. We are now seeing white supremacy take a major, major L. It started from January 6th to, the inception of Trump, to everything where people started saying, wait a minute, this whole white supremacy thing, we thought it was a joke. These people are taking it serious. These people right now are taking it serious, and we have to really deal with this. So right now, white supremacy isn't much of a talking point. It isn't much of these hillbillies with missing teeth. No, it shows that these people can grab power. And it's visibly shown right now. How? Look at Steve Bannon. Look at Trump. All of these white supremacists that gained power and started doing horrible, horrible things to this country. Even though it's still happening, but more covert. And that's what they like it. They like it to be more covert. They don't want it out in the open. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, I digress. The whole point is that's what George Floyd's family represents. And they don't like that. So yes, they're going to shoot the place up. Unfortunately, his niece got hit. And, because his niece got hit, now they're going to, they taking care. But she's alive. Everything is all good. I read some of the reports. Everything is all good. But she got hit, and it's kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy. I'm just like, damn. They go to these lengths in order to harm us, in order to let us know we're still around. It's crazy. That's all I got. That's how I really feel. It's kind of crazy. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Now, going on to my next topic. The trucker Rogel gets sentenced 110 years, reduced to 10 years. You know, so for those who don't know, I made a whole video about this, but I'm gonna redo it again. This Cuban trucker named Rogel was driving in Colorado, brakes fail. He misses two off truck ramps, slams straight into traffic, blows up, cars and everything blow up, 4 people die. He's extremely remorseful for it, and you know, he said it's my fault, but you know, the brakes failed, blah blah blah. Goes to jail, right? Rightfully so, you know. He was at fault, you know. Gets 110 years. Gets 110 years, and everybody was like, wait a minute. Wait a minute. What is going on? And I even said that myself. I was like, what is going on? And that's what I put in my video. I'm like, this is a little crazy. There's other people who are white that be literally chopping people up. You know what I'm saying? They be filet mignoning their own relatives, and they get like 5 years or whatever the case is, right? So this story goes crazy. Truckers start even protesting. Truckers start protesting. They say this is unfair, and they say that we're not gonna deliver over there. Fuck that. You know, it happened to Rogel, then it's gonna happen to us. Nah, get out of here. So everybody was going crazy, and even the petition came out with 5 million people signing the petition. Now let me just pause real quick. First of all, this is how you cause some change when it comes to Latin people. This is the first time I've seen Latin people actually get allies all around and come together and cause some change. And this is what I'm talking about. Outside of the white folks that were supporting him, there was a lot of black folks supporting him too. And this is what I'm talking about. Unity. Because when it comes to us only doing this alone, let's be honest, my Latinos, let's be honest. We don't get things done. We do not get our things done the way we should. You know what I'm saying? We don't. So when it comes to unity, this is what I'm talking about. When it comes to unity, this is the example that I'm talking about. I'm not talking about unifying and then people think, oh, so you're talking about just smashing black women. No, nobody's talking about that. We're talking about unity. Y'all on something else. You know what I'm saying? But this is what I was talking about, is unity. Unifying. Unity. You know what I'm saying? So this is what a perfect example. Now, in my video, I made a very good point that a lot of people didn't catch, and I'm going to repeat. What happened to his company? Mind you, his company had major, you know, safety, you know, concerns, safety violations. Apparently, there's a truck commission safety guideline that they've always failed. Multiple trucks of theirs were out of service. And this says a lot. This says that, you know, the company should be at fault, right? Well, the company defaulted and they renamed themselves something else. The main players are still the same, but they just renamed another person the same thing. No, they just renamed themselves something else, and they left Rogel out in the dust. And this is what I'm talking about, my people. When are we going to actually have these companies and all these individuals held accountable? This is unfair that Rogel has to go and face this BS alone. Alone. They could have easily paid for a good lawyer for him, but no, they left him alone. And on top of that, also, let me just a side note real quick. If you're an immigrant in this country and your English is extremely limited and you're driving, at least make sure you get to understand some of the signs. That's all I'm saying. Because Rogel had 2 opportunities to go through the off ramps and my man didn't take it. Don't know why. There's plenty of evidence that his English was extremely limited and he didn't really know or read English that well. Did that play a part? I don't know. But what I'm saying is that for my immigrant people, come on, you gotta learn some English at least to know how to drive. Come on. But anyway, going back. So let me unpause. Right now, the governor of Colorado, to save face, gets his sentence reduced to 10 years, and I say no. I say that this is messed up and he should be getting his sentence reduced at least 2 to 3. At least 2, maximum 5 years. And this is why I'm saying. This is why I'm saying it. One, even though it's a trucker's job to make sure your equipment is up to par, homie worked for a company that they didn't care about that. And I guarantee you that Rogel had no knowledge on what to check and how to check it. Is it his fault? Probably, but I will blame the company. I will blame the company for a lot of these things, you know? Secondly, the reason why I think that he should get less time is because there's been plenty of white folks up in there that committed murder and they got less time than 10 years. I've seen some of the stories. I've seen white folks literally get off scot-free on other charges, including murder. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is he should at least get, because he did kill folks. All right, I get it. Even though it was an accident, but still, you're liable. You're behind that wheel. It's, you know what I'm saying? I understand that. So I at least, he should have at least gotten like, he should at least get like 2 to 3, maximum 5. But 10 years, okay. I'm not cool with that. But tell me what you guys think. Is that a right move? Yes, no, maybe so. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Now, moving on to our main topic. It's not white supremacy. It's rich supremacy. Has anybody ever heard this talking point before? It's not white supremacy. It's rich supremacy. It's the class system and all this other stuff. I've always found this talking point to be very divisive, and also it's used as a deflection tactic. It's used as a deflection tactic. I usually hear a bunch of people talking like this. Well, what about black on black crime? You know, because the rich folks are actually the ones who control everything. You know what I'm saying? Then they go into the whole stop bucking the eyes. And then they go into the whole is actually Jewish and the whole conspiracy. It goes down that whole rabbit hole. I have no time for none of that. It's not white supremacy, it's rich supremacy. Let's break it down for a second, right? Okay. Let's go down a couple of stories, and I found a very interesting article that I want to share with you guys. Right? It's by the Washington Post, right? It says poor white kids are less likely to go to prison than rich black kids. The link will be in the description down below if you guys want to read it, right? So it goes down this whole thing. It's about disparity in economics and all this other stuff. And they gave a couple of examples around 1970 and all this other stuff where wealth didn't save a non-white person from going to jail or anything or getting reprimanded. You know what I'm saying? You've seen, let me give you an example. Does anybody remember that white kid? Let me actually, white boy in a gang, Cali. Does anybody remember that white kid from California that was part of a gang? His name is Cameron Terrell. Okay, mind you, this kid was a regular kid. They said that he was privileged and all this other stuff, that he had wealth. In reality, he really didn't. His family was middle class. Let's keep it real. He just ran away from home a lot of times, and he got mixed up with a bunch of Crips. You know what I'm saying? He got mixed up with a bunch of Crips, right? He's a perfect example of a white person without wealth not going to jail for doing a drive-by shooting. Perfect example. Here's other examples that rich black folks were a part of that didn't save them. Tulsa, Oklahoma. Last time I checked, at that time, those were rich, wealthy black folks who got bombed out their shoes by white supremacists. Black Wall Street, you know what I'm saying? All that. I thought it wasn't white supremacy. I thought it was rich supremacy. You know what I'm saying? There is somewhat of a caveat that is true when it comes to this, that rich people did create the concept of white supremacy in order to control poor whites. But this is the thing. It went out of the hands of those people who made it up, to the point where it went from like it's like a game of telephone, and went from being fake and not believing it to actually believing it. It's gotten to the point where these wealthy white folks who believe that same lie, in good positions, just using other white folks who are poorer than them as pawns. You know what I'm saying? But the system of white supremacy still protects them. They still protect them because they know that name of the game is, regardless of class, you're going to get protected. You know what I'm saying? You're going to get protected. Let me give you an example of rich, black folks. Dr. Dre, worth billions, got arrested outside of his home because of a neighbor that called thinking that he was an intruder. Got arrested, mind you, famous as hell, got arrested until later on. Ving Rhames, an actor, famous, was a part of Chuck and Larry and all these other crazy movies, Mission Impossible and all that. Got a gun pulled out on him by LAPD because they thought he didn't belong in the neighborhood. Last time I checked, that don't happen to white folks. You know what I'm saying? That don't happen to white folks. So this article pretty much breaks everything down from the 1970s all the way down. And it pretty much says, it gives you a graph, which I'm going to place right here. It gives you a graph, and it basically says, right, Rich black kids are most likely to go to prison than poor white kids, which is very interesting. And this graph shows, and it says, shares of people born between 1957 and 1965 who eventually went to prison or jail. How much wealth they had as of 1985 when they were between 20 and 28 years old. So it shows that black folks with wealth, right, still went to jail 20% more than white kids, and Latinos with wealth went to jail 14% more than white kids. It's pretty much right here, you know, in old black and white. I can't really much drill it in your head a lot more, but it is very interesting that a lot of people use those type of talking points. A lot of people use that type of rhetoric in order to basically get away from talking about white supremacy. And for example, this is what the KKK does, to be completely honest. The KKK does this a whole bunch of times. They go like, no, we're not racist. It's Jews who are racist, you know what I mean? But yeah, you're like, oh, you don't like black folks, and you burn crosses, and you're lynching people. And you're like, no, don't look at us. Is the Jew, you know what I'm saying? That's what it is. So whenever somebody uses those type of talking points, uses that type of rhetoric, it's not white supremacy. You already know you're talking to a suspected white supremacist who's trying to steer you away from what you're trying to actually call them out on. You know what I'm saying? It's trying to steer. It's a deflection tactic. That's all it is. It's deflect. That's all it is. So all I'm saying is, do not fall for it, my people. Do not fall for it, my people. Anyway, I hope you guys like this episode. It's a really short episode. I understand it's not like an hour something long. It is what it is. I hope you guys like it. Remember, like, share, subscribe. Hit me 5 stars, 5 estrellas on the podcast joint. You know what I'm saying? Also, in the you know, hit me up on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Yeah, I gotta do the whole TikTok thing. Radical_Latino_, and I'm gonna leave you guys with 2 of my favorite quotes. I'd rather die on my feet than live on my knees. And if black and brown unity doesn't happen within my lifetime, I might not change the world, but I might inspire the mind that will. With that being said, I'm gonna catch y'all later. Peace!